You're talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, wheeling dealing, limousine riding, jet flying, son of a gun, and I'm having a hard time holding these alligators down. Woo!
G5 Jeff TV, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. Please share this video. Support your boy. Support good content at all times. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter at BoxWithG5 Jeff TV. That's BOXWIT G5 Jeff TV. And if you guys don't mind, hit the bell icon so you can be notified when I drop that heat. Now, just announced it's gonna be the co-main event for Leo Santa Cruz versus Abner Mares. Is going to be Jermell Charlo, the 154-pound champion of the world, defending his title against Austin, no doubt, Trout. And this is a good fight. This is a good fight, y'all. Austin Trout, out of all of Al Heyman's clients, I would say Austin Trout is the one that's been given the most opportunities, and he's the one person that Al Heyman has probably treated the best. Now, I don't know if Austin Trout is a family member of Al Heyman's, or, you know, Austin Trout got some naked pics or some compromising pics of Al Heyman and holding it over his head. But, you know, Austin Trout has been given a gang of opportunities, from Canelo Alvarez fight, where a lot of people felt like it was either a draw or Austin Trout won the fight. He also had an opportunity at Miguel Cotto in New York City and actually won that fight, and that was supposed to turn Austin Trout into a star, and it never happened. But that's another story for another day. He got another title shot against Erislandy Lara. Then he got another title shot against Jermall Charlo, the twin brother of Jermell Charlo, and he's at 160 right now, and he's the mandatory, basically the mandatory for Triple G. Even though that fight I don't think ever gonna happen, but he's basically the mandatory for Triple G. And now he's coming off of a loss against the now unified champion at 154 pounds, and that's Jarrett Swift Hurd. And Austin Trout actually was looking good in that fight. Through 5 rounds, I had Austin Trout up 4 rounds to 1. I mean, he was outboxing Jarrett Hurd. He was moving. Jarrett Hurd was trying to cut off the ring, and Austin Trout was moving in both directions. He was really styling on Jarrett Swift Hurd the first 5 rounds of the fight. And then with Jarrett Hurd being as big as he is, and I've said it in other videos, Jarrett Swift Hurd is like a linebacker at 154 pounds. You could look at him, it looked like he could fight at 160 or 168. That's how big of a guy he is. He just decided that he was just going to take everything Austin Trout was going to throw at him, and he was going to get his off. And after a couple rounds of constant pressure, physical and mental pressure, they ended up stopping the fight. And it was classic seeing Austin Trout's face in the corner after they stopped the fight. He looked mentally fatigued, and he looked physically just beat up. And I mean, that's what Jarrett Swift Hurd does to you because he's so big. But the thing is, with Austin Trout, that doesn't take away the fact that he fought a good fight. He fought a really good fight. He just went up against a younger guy and a bigger guy. He just couldn't handle all of that pressure that was being applied to him in the later rounds. And sometimes that's what it is when the young lion faces the old lion. Sometimes that happens. But Austin Trout is a really good fighter, and if you're not on your A game, he will beat you. Point blank, period. He will beat you. Now, Jermell Charlo, 154-pound champion of the world, he has been on a tear lately. Ever since he's switched trainers and gone over to Derrick James, who is the same trainer as Earl Spence Jr., he's been fighting well. He's been fighting really, really well. And he's coming off of a victory against Erickson Lubin, where he knocked Erickson Lubin out in the first round with a beautiful uppercut while Erickson Lubin was ducking. It was kind of like an uppercut slash hook. And I mean, Erickson Lubin was doing the horizontal James Brown on the ground. I mean, it was something crazy. You know, it just had that fish out of water look, just squirming around. It was a nasty shot. It was a nasty shot. It was a shot that Erickson Lubin didn't see, and those are the ones that had you doing the stanky leg and all that other good dances on the ground. But Charlo just looked great in that fight. And then the fight before that, he knocked out Charles Hadley with a mean hook. And there was a lot of trash talking in that fight leading up to it. And ever since Jermell Charlo has been with Derrick James, I mean, he looks more confident in the ring. He's technically more sound. He's not moving around the ring as much. He's sitting in the pocket and he's sitting down on his shots, and he's looking really, really good. Like, he's kind of the epitome of the boxer puncher right now, the way he's operating at 154 pounds. And the biggest advantage that Jermell Charlo has is he gets to spar with Errol Spence every single camp. And Errol Spence is the best southpaw in the world. So that puts Jermell Charlo in a prime position, not only against any fighter, but any southpaw. There's not a southpaw out here that can bring something to the table to Jermell Charlo that he's not seeing with Errol Spence Jr. in camp. So that's what puts Jermell Charlo in a great position in this fight versus Austin Trout, because Austin Trout can't bring anything that Errol Spence hasn't shown Jermell in camp. Jermell probably should be the most comfortable guy in the world going up against a southpaw. You know, because when you sparring with Errol Spence, that's literally, it's a fight. Like, it's a fight. You're working on things, but it's literally a fight in there when you're in there with Errol Spence. And I'm pretty sure that's great work for Jermell Charlo. So he's probably going to be coming into this fight with extreme confidence. And you can tell both of the Charlo brothers, like, they're starting to talk now. They're starting to do a lot of talking. So they're really setting that narrative. Like, people are really coming to these fights to see this guy lose. And that's a great thing. That's a great marketing tool, because, I mean, that's what Floyd Mayweather did. You know, they're kind of portraying themselves as the bad guys. And unfortunately, in the States, you know, these African-American fighters, you know, have to do that to kind of garner attention. You know, Adrian Broner is at that point right now. So the Charlo brothers, Jermell Charlo, Jermall, they definitely doing their thing. Jermell, one of my favorite fighters. And I'm rocking with Austin Trout as well. I mean, those are two good fighters. Seem like two good dudes, and they're going to go in there, they're going to put it all on the line and put 100% into the ring. And those are guys that they leave it in the ring, so you don't mind spending your time watching them, or if you were going to the fight, spending your money to go watch them, because they're going to give you your money's worth when they step into the ring. They leave it all in the ring. So much respect to both of these guys. It's going to be a good fight, a really, really good co-main event for Leo Santa Cruz versus Abner Mares, which is going to be another goodie, and, you know, video coming on that. And let's see what happens with this fight. I mean, Jermell is definitely the favorite, you know, but Austin Trout is a live dog. He's a live dog, so Jermell need to come in there 100%. He definitely need to come in there 100%, because if he doesn't, Austin Trout will give him a bunch of trouble. But y'all let me know what y'all think in the comment section. G5 Jeff TV. Hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. Please share this video. Support your boy. Support good content at all times. I appreciate y'all. Peace.